What is going on, guys? Bet Records back here again with another Week 9 fantasy football draft video for your FanDuel and DraftKings lineups. If you guys aren't already, make sure you guys are subscribed here, as well as checking out our Instagram, where we're posting fantasy football updates every single day. And without further ado, let's get into this interesting Week 9 DFS pick for this week. So going and just starting, we're only doing the Sunday matchups to get most of those games here for this week. And I kind of looked, before we started at all the quarterbacks. I mean, love Josh Allen against Jacksonville. Don't think that's a bad play. He's just, top of the board for value wise. Holmes, he's just been struggling. We got all these names up here, but what I'm really interested in, and most of you guys should know that Rodgers is out for this week. Jordan Love will be starting for Green Bay this week at Kansas City, but against a very weak secondary, giving up, as you can see on the right side, the 30th most points for against the quarterback, I should say. So they're not doing very good against fantasy quarterbacks. Jordan Love is set up in a great opportunity to make his debut this Sunday against a weak Kansas City team this afternoon on that slate. And I think, he's just set up for success. I mean, Devontae Adams should be back after his COVID whole spiel last week, like we already know. We got Aaron Jones as well. Great dump off option. It'll still give them 5-7 yards on most touches as well. So I think the Cards and, the odds are in his favor for this week. And I think with that $6,000 value, I mean, you even look at some of these other guys. We're still sitting 7,500. Derek Carr, don't mind that pick either. Tua, as long as he's healthy, playing against Houston, I mean, they're going to have to be throwing the ball all night. So, or all day, I should say. So any of those would be great options as well for their value. But due to it being that much cheaper, I'm grabbing Jordan Love in most of my lineups this week. I think he should easily put up 18 points, if not more. His ceiling is definitely very massive for this week. Let's go ahead and look at running backs to come here for this week as well. We got McCaffrey, who might make a return. We just don't really know what is going to happen. He had a limited practice today when I'm recording this one on Friday. So we will definitely have to monitor that one. I think at that price range, he's on the top of the board still. He might get 50-50 time when he comes back. We're not really sure. I think we got to fade him for this week. Let's kind of take a look at the other matchups here going down. And you see we got Aaron Jones there again as well. If you want to hedge that bet, I think he should get a touchdown, if not two, this week against a weak Kansas City defense there. But we do have Nick Chubb against the Cincinnati defense, giving up the most points to fantasy running backs this season. We know Cleveland can throw the ball. Cincinnati defense looks pretty shit for lack of a better word, against that run defense. So I think that is a great pick here. Let's go ahead and just take a peek at the tight ends quick. I kind of want to see options coming into this week because I do like Pitts against this matchup in New Orleans. Maybe not so much. The reason why I do like him a lot more now is the unfortunate happenings of Calvin Ridley and him announcing his season-long break for this season. So Kyle Pitts is going to be the go-to guy for the remainder of this season. But just still kind of looking, I do think that Goddard and Gesicki might be a good value for this week as well. Just due to Gesicki playing against Houston, he's been doing way better since Tua has been coming back on board, and Goddard as well, averaging almost 9 points per game, and that was with a second tight end for most of that part, or most of that stretch as well. So maybe we'll come back to that one, but I'm kind of leaning towards those two guys for this week. We do know Dawson Knox is out for this week, so that would be something, as well as Noah Fant. Looks like he might have COVID for the game time. He might get those two tests in, something to monitor. And if you can find that backup, definitely slide him into that matchup for this week. But let's go ahead and take a look at defenses really quick, because you guys know I love to just pound that right out of the way. And I think that we might honestly have to go with the top one on the board this week. I mean, Buffalo, if you don't like the Buffalo defense, I'm not sure what you're looking at, but they're averaging 12 points a game, which is a lot higher than a lot of other standard players, as we just saw for the tight ends. Saints as well, averaging about 10 points per game, 27th ranked. They are at home. I am kind of leaning towards that. Just want to check out what else we got. Miami against Houston wouldn't be a bad option if we're looking for some value. Let's go ahead and slot in the Saints defense just because I know that they are a power defense every single week and at home against an Atlanta offense who is still trying to figure out really who and what they are just based on the whole Ridley news. I think that is a great play for this week. We could, taking a look at the next couple wide receiver spots, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab two, maybe one higher up and one lower for some value. Jamar Chase, I don't think that would be a bad grab. I think Tyreek Hill and Devonta Adams may be a little bit of a gamble. We do know Jordan Love is going to love, no pun intended, throwing at Devonta Adams. But I am nervous. Might be a bigger game for Cobb or Lazard or some of those other, well-known names, but lesser known than Adams. So I'm thinking the ball is kind of going to be spread out, and they're going to have some interesting plays to get Love some action going on. But at the same time, I don't see a lot of that going for Devonta Adams this week. So let's just continue kind of down here. I don't mind Thielen against Baltimore. Mike Williams should have a comeback week this week. I think I am going to grab Jamar Chase just due to everything I said previously as well. They are playing against a good Cleveland team who does score a lot of points, especially in that run game. So I think Jamar Chase is almost a weekly start at this point in this season. Let's go ahead and grab one more wide receiver for a little bit of value and see what we kind of got left here. Ooh, and I see Waddle up here right away because I do have him on my team. You guys know I'm a Waddle supporter at this point, especially with Tua coming back. Does look like Waddle is that go-to guy as well as Gesicki. So I would go Waddle, just kind of taking a peek as well. I don't mind Tyler Boyd, but we got to double up if we're taking that, and I am not a fan of that for this here. Let's go ahead and snag Waddle. I don't think we're going to find better value for this spot here with Waddle. He's besides Devontae Parker, they're pretty much tied, I would say, for the number one receiver there. You see Devontae Parker up here as well, right above him. Pretty close in value for each of them, and Parker's always battling some injury. I will take the upside in Waddle for this week. Not hoping Parker doesn't play, but at the same time, he may go out on an injury or not get as much volume as he should. So let's go ahead now and go snag that tight end because I am really thinking about that still. I think now that we grabbed Waddle, let's go ahead and grab Goddard to kind of fill in that lineup there. Now we got a running back, wide receiver, and a final flex position left to go here. So let's go ahead and snag that second running back. We got 7,000 for an average, which is amazing. Grabbed a lot of value and saved a lot of cash with grabbing Jordan Love in the early kind of stage there of this video. I do love Josh Jacobs, especially against the Giants defense. Not a very good rush defense or good defense at all. But in this case, I may look toward a Hubbard. If McCaffrey is injured, I think this is a great value play. He's going to get those goal line touches. Hubbard would be my go-to, but due to, CMC kind of being on and off, another good look would be Booker. Let's go ahead and take a look at Barkley's current status. I know he's got some ankle issues right now. Looks like he was activated from the COVID list. Let's see. So they're thinking that he should be back for week 11. This again would be something I would monitor as well, kind of going into the final stages. It does sound like the backup in this case, Devontae Booker, would be a great snag in this opportunity here this week. But due to kind of Vegas and the recent news about Henry Ruggs leaving Las Vegas, I think they might give Josh Jacobs and even Drake some more touches here. So I might take a look at Drake's value. Let's go ahead and take a look at what he's at, 62, and Jacobs, 72. So it's only $1,000 difference. Jacobs is the go-to guy, as we know here. So let's go ahead and grab Josh Jacobs as that second running back for this week. And we do have one wide receiver and one flex remaining. I do want to double up on a running back for a flex for this week. Just because of all the injuries, just because of so many matchups for this week. So let's look in that highest 7,000 range, because I do like James Robinson overall, but against Buffalo, I would lean against that one. Don't see Joe Mixon getting a lot of touches this week either. Just kind of looking for some opportunity when we can see some. Cordell Patterson, if you got him in fantasy, you got to start him at your flex. He's an every week flex, and you just got to throw him in there. I'm not seeing any target range that I really want. So let's see if we can't snag maybe Zeke in this case. He still is averaging 16 points per game. I would not mind grabbing Samuel as well as that final wide receiver. But we do have 6,000 remaining after grabbing Elliott. So I think that we're going to have a pretty decent lineup, just taking that cut again from Jordan Love to kind of start us off here. And Marvin Jones, I would like him on a regular basis in a good matchup. They are playing against Buffalo defense this week, so thinking that won't go very well for Trevor Lawrence here. We got Galladay against the Raiders. Laundry would not be a bad flex option this week if you are desperate. Snaking Laundry in that lineup if he is healthy. Let's kind of keep looking down here. I don't want to go too deep, but we got to take the opportunities where we can. And due to us not having a Giants player yet, I might take a look at Slayton's record, because we know he's been dealing with some injuries, 2 targets against Kansas City, but I'm going to look past Slayton. Giants do make me nervous overall, of course. Just was trying to divide the playing field a little bit with that pick. We could grab a Lazard. We could grab, Hunter Renfrow would be the number 1 wide receiver for the Giants. I don't mind that pick at all. But just to save with our salary cap for this week, I am going to slate in Jerry Jeudy. Coming out of nowhere, they are playing against a pretty decent Dallas backfield, but with Fant, Jeudy, and as well as Sutton in that offense, I think there's definitely a lot of value to go around and opportunities for Denver and Teddy Bridgewater to pass the ball. I think they look away from the run game this week and look towards the downfield opportunities. So to kind of round up and recap here, we do have $300 remaining. We could have maybe flexed some stuff with maybe a Josh Jacobs or even Jalen Waddle. We could have maybe grabbed a higher one, but to round it off, we did grab Jordan Love just due to his value this week. He's a whole $1,000 less than the lower end of quarterbacks for week 9, and he has a great opportunity with a full set of weapons in the Green Bay offense going against a very weak Kansas City defense. We also grabbed Nick Chubb, who is putting up almost 15 points per game, playing against Cincinnati, who is not very good at all against a run. We did grab Josh Jacobs as well for a similar reason, and them just kind of having that hole with Henry Ruggs may look more towards Josh Jacobs to run the ball in the end zone in the goal line touches. Grab Jamar Chase because he is averaging 17 points per game. Got to grab either him or Cooper Kupp this week, and with Kupp out on a bye this week and all the Rams, had to grab Chase in this lineup here. Grab Jalen Waddle as well due to the matchup and opportunities there for this week. Jerry Jeudy, Dallas Goedert, and then we did grab Elliott for our flex due to us saving a lot of money again on that quarterback pick. And then we did round it off with the Saints defense. I could have lowered the value of that, looked around for an easier matchup, could have grabbed Miami defense against Houston. Don't mind that either. But in this case, we did finish it off with the Saints. So thanks for tuning in for this week. I know I did this one solo dolo, but you guys are winning solo, so I'm going to put it out for you solo as well. Make sure you guys are following this here. Make sure you click the subscribe button right here on my head in the middle of this video. Make sure to follow our Instagram down here as well for live fantasy football updates every single week, replays, match reviews, all of that, and we'll see you